When the yellow is thrown, there are two sets of rules to determine the running order. One set is used the entire race. Another set is used when the finishing positions pay points. So the last lap of each stage and the last lap of the race.
So what NASCAR does is they break the racetrack into multiple segments. So the same transponder line that they have at the start-finish line, they have, it's not marked, but it's buried within the racetrack.
Picture start-finish lines all across the racetrack.
Yeah, probably 6 or 8 of them in a mile-and-a-half racetrack.
The last one you crossed under green is where you're going to be scored. The other part to that is, that's for everyone who wasn't in the accident. If you were in the accident or avoiding the accident, you have to maintain reasonable pace. It's different for every track, every wreck, every track condition. NASCAR, think of it this way. If everyone getting through the wreck is going about 70 miles an hour and you have to go 20, you're probably going to lose positions. If you gas it up and run at 150, they're probably going to not be happy with that because it's unsafe, and they can also hold you positions. And this is what happens right here.
Yeah, if you look at it, the 9 gets just ahead of him right here, and he's got, what, 3 feet on him? You see when he checks up there, that's when the caution comes out. So at that point, you've got to look back somewhere within the time that the 9 car got his nose out ahead of the 11 to when he started to check up. There was a timing loop in the racetrack.
Yeah, the loops aren't painted on the racetrack, so we don't know where. The NASCAR doesn't even look at that. These two right here are generated by the computer. They just look up and the computer tells them who's leading.
Computer freezes all of the loops, and they just come back forward with who led at the last loop. Could have been 2 feet back, could have been 200 feet back, but somewhere in that margin there was a loop line.
Let's talk about the end of the race.
These are different situations. NASCAR, the rule book's set up that way.
So now we aren't going to go back. It's now an absolute instant moment of the yellow. That's going to determine the race winner and other positions. Same caveat applies. You have to maintain a reasonable pace. 24 gets into the 1. The 1 spins out. The 6 comes and passes them. While you can't say who's in front of who, you can see the 6 is all the way down on the apron trying to get by.
And NASCAR will go to all of this and all the angles and even to their SMT data to sort out what cars are in what positions. This is one that they ended up correcting afterwards.
Let's remind everybody what it looked like at Talladega in the spring. The caution comes out, I don't know where, but I think it's pretty clear. It's not even close. The 8 is leading, easily leading, so I don't think there's any question about who's winning the race. But let's play this forward a little bit more. I mean, you still see, so let's stop it right here. What about all of this mess? Look at all of that. NASCAR now has to say who was in the wreck, who couldn't maintain a reasonable pace, who got through the wreck cleanly, and that is going to determine the finishing order.